How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, the one car that I have to say has really excited me, and practically the only new car that I feel like has excited me in the past few months or so, has got to be the new 2023 Honda Civic Type R. As some of you who are subscribed to my channel may know, that I've already posted multiple videos talking about this Type R, so I'm not really going to talk about it too long today. Today is definitely going to be a bit of a shorter video. But I actually was lucky enough to see on MotorTrend's site. MotorTrend obviously already has their hands on a new Type R. They are a big news source when it comes to automotive news and all of that. I'm going to be looking at an article today, which I will be leave linked down in the description below. Excuse me. I feel like that's way more of a tongue twister than it needs to be. But essentially, they got their hands on a new Type R and they did a few road tests of themselves, looking at the acceleration, looking at braking, I believe, and then looking at some hot lap times, and then doing their own hot laps on different circuits or whatever. But before we get into today's video, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and if you've already been subscribed, definitely be sure to click that little bell icon down in the bottom right hand corner as well. That actually turns on post notifications and gets you guys notified every time that I do post a new video. As a smaller car channel here on YouTube that posts new content daily, all that stuff really does help me out a ton. But anyways, getting right into it today, we can see right here, this I guess is the Civic that, you know, they have their hands on. It is finished off in that classic pearl white finish, which I feel like is probably the most timeless color that you can get this new Type R in. But right off the bat, here are their main pros and cons, main takeaways that they have from it. So the pros, I feel like it definitely does look better than the 10th gen Civic Type R. I feel like this 11th gen just looks way more mature. I think that all the different fake vents and stuff on the 10th gen just was at least a turn off for myself. It has really good power and it has really good grip. The cons, apparently it doesn't accelerate as fast as some of Honda's official numbers, which we're going to be talking about in a bit. It does have a pretty firm suspension, but you can expect that from a car that's meant to, you know, be doing hot laps, going to track days and things like that. And the objective data is flat, so we'll see what they mean by that. But scrolling all the way down to this section of the article, they go over some stuff that we pretty much already know. Here's the actual power of the Civic Type R. If you don't know already, it makes 315 horsepower and 310 foot-pounds of torque. So honestly, a pretty even power curve just from those two numbers, it looks like. But it is more power than the 10th gen Civic, so that is pretty nice. And I mean, a lot of times people will look at different vehicles, even in today's standards. 300 horsepower, yes, that's not a lot, but it still is enough to have fun. I mean, hell, my 2008 V6 Mustang it's 200 horsepower and 240 foot-pounds of torque, but considering that it's manual and it's a Mustang, so it's really light in the rear and can get pretty loose sometimes if I wanted to, it still is a fun little car. Now, yes, I've driven plenty of cars that have crazy amounts of power. Probably the fastest car that I drove on the channel to date is was an 1100 wheel horsepower R35 GTR. I'll leave the link to that review on top of this video right now. If you guys don't believe me, you could check that out. But I've driven a bunch of different vehicles, and I have to say that when it comes to the fun aspect of things, it's not necessarily all about power all the time. And I'm sure that, you know, after driving some Civics here and there, I'm sure that driving a new Civic in a manual, with a manual transmission, I should say, making a right around 300 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque, that could be pretty damn fun, especially when all that power is going to the front wheels. You probably get a decent amount of torque steer, as well as, you know, some of that understeery effect that you get with higher output front wheel drive cars. But anyways, looking at the main section that I wanted to kind of go over in today's article. So right here, they talk about the red line a little bit, which I'm not really too interested in. Again, I'm going to leave this linked down below, so if you want to have your own read yourself, go for it. But here is the apparent quarter mile time of this new Type R. And then they say that there's, you know, it's 90 pounds lighter than the 21 Type R. And also they do highlight that the 0 to 60 time is 4.2 seconds, which is faster than the GR Corollas, even though the GR Corolla supposedly does have a you know, quicker quarter mile time. And mind you, all these numbers are coming from MotorTrend themselves, so they did actual like real world tests, and obviously with them being a third party, you can expect as I guess little amount of bias as there is possible, down to I guess if they just like the car or they don't. But they are saying really good things throughout this article about it. Also, when it goes on their skid pad, it actually could, you know, have a just over 1 G at 1.03 Gs, which is definitely more than the Golf R and the Toyota GR Corolla. And it actually does match the Porsche Cayman GTS 4.0 that I guess they just did test. So that is, you know, pretty impressive. They go on to say some more things about the grip, but a lot of that has to do with, I'm assuming, that Michelin and Pilot Cup 2 tires on the, or as an option on the Civic Type R. I'm assuming that the one that they tested actually has those Cup 2 tires on it. And then here they have the base price, price as tested, and then I guess some other specs about the car. If you guys again wanted to go, you know, read through this article, definitely be my guest. Feel free to do so, and I will leave it linked down in the description below to kind of give MotorTrend the credit that they deserve. Now, yes, I know that they say the base price, or price as tested, I guess I should say, is right around 44 grand, but I've already done a video talking about how crazy dealership markup fees have been, specifically for models such as the GR Corolla, such as this new Type R, as well as a couple others I think I throw around in that video. But you know, you're definitely going to be expecting to see these, I think, around like at least the high 50s, depending upon what state you're in. I saw some in California that were like going for like 70 to like 80 grand, which is just really, really crazy. But let me know down in the comments below your thoughts and opinions on the new Type R. Personally, I think that some of the numbers might be, I guess, underwhelming a little bit because they are not as good as Honda said that they would be. But then again, at the same time, MotorTrend did say a lot of great things about this new Type R, and they've actually had their hands on it and they've actually driven one. I cannot wait to get my hands on a new 11th gen Type R to do a proper review on the channel. But until then, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Like I said before, really does help me out a ton. If you stuck to the end of today's video, I really do appreciate your time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.